Hey, Chicago, what do you say? It's the CHGO Cubs postgame show podcast. A horrible night at Wrigley Field, a horrible series for the Cubs at Wrigley Field. They lose 2 out of 3 to the Pittsburgh Pirates. The finale 8-6 with Kyle Hendricks on the mound. And yes, at the moment, they have dropped out of the playoff situation. So currently, they are not a playoff team. They are currently 8 games now behind the Brewers. I mean, that is over, and that slipped away quickly. You can see Cody's not going to be doing a beer bat tonight until maybe he gets home, and then he might do about 15 of them. But that's another story. Listen.
Bro.
I'm tired of them losing to bad teams. If you want to be a playoff team, be a playoff team. The bottom line is they're 3-10 in their last 13 games, and they're not playing. You may say, oh, Arizona's a good team. They're basically the same team as the Cubs. Like, they're not a great team. Arizona's not a great team. You lost 6 of 7 to them. The Pirates, the Rockies, they're losing to average to bad teams, and they're doing it down the final stretch of the season with everything on the line. More importantly, these teams that they're losing to, against the Pirates and the Rockies, you should be able to show up, play clean baseball, and chalk up a W. Period. All you have to do is play clean baseball, and that, to me, has been the biggest theme of this stretch of bad baseball by the Cubs. Yes, one night it's they don't have pitching. The next night they don't have hitting. The next night it's the bullpen. The next night it's the starting pitcher. The next game it's the hitting again. You know what's been consistent? Sloppy baseball in almost every one of the games. Tonight, I mean, first of all, you can't give up 11 hits to the Pirates. You can't give up 8 runs to the Pirates. But the box score will say 2 errors. I'll give you at least 3. Bad plays that impacted this game. What did I say when they closed the gap and we're heading to the 9th inning? I'm like, they got the right guys coming up, but I have no faith that they're going to keep it here. Couldn't do it. I mean, the rundown play, that was Little League stuff.
Yeah.
I said I wouldn't judge until it was all over. I'm not, but 3-10 against average to bad teams, right now, they don't deserve to be a playoff team.
Yeah. Before I start, Antonio, whoever you are, thank you for the views. Appreciate you for being here and supporting us. Hit the like button, brother. Yeah. Okay. For me, I would say, they lost by 2 runs. And Dansby Swanson's error led to 2 unearned runs in the beginning of the game, basically.
Right, the finish was great.
And if they would have lost 3-0 like it looked like it was going to be, I can't believe it ended up being 8-6. If they would have lost 3-0 or whatever, I would look at that error as it hurting them a lot. But to me, that's a play that every shortstop in the league should make. It was a tailor-made double play ball, and it cost the Cubs. That forced Kyle Hendricks to throw more pitches, and it cost them 2 runs. Dansby Swanson is one of the best defensive shortstops in baseball, dude. Like he's got to make that play. He's got to make that play. And I've sat here and defended him because of the bat. Well, tonight the defense cost them a game.
Big time.
The defense cost him a game tonight.
Dropped the ball. He's a Gold Glover too.
I know he had the home run in the 9th, and I know he was the one who got the first run on the board. But he left 6 runners on base, or 5 runners on base his first 2 at bats. I think 6 overall, something like that. I don't know. I thought his home run he hit on Monday was going to be the kind of some sort of building spot for him. He's just been hot and cold, honestly, since mid-August. It's every game and here or there he does something offensively, and when everyone else is performing, you can just you can put that to the side as long as you're getting the defense. Well, tonight his defense legitimately cost them the game. They lost by 2 runs, and because of him, the Pirates scored 2 runs. His error cost them 2 unearned runs to Kyle Hendricks. All right. So yeah, when you're talking about sloppy play, yeah, dude, like that's it. Like that's tough. And then they had so many chances those first 2 innings. They had guys on base and they just couldn't get the big hit. I don't know. I don't know why. Why not? My biggest thing with this team is like, dude, they already surpassed the season total win total. Like, this team should be playing with house money. They look like, I'm watching these games and I feel like I'm watching 2018 or 2019 all over again. Those teams were so much more talented than this Cubs team. Those teams had higher expectations than this Cubs team. And this team is out there right now, these last 2 weeks, I guess you could say, acting like they have all kinds of pressure. There is no pressure on this team to win. There is none. Absolutely none. People are still criticizing them for not selling at the deadline like a bunch of losers. I don't understand why it feels like that. Why they're playing like that at least. Like why do they feel this immense pressure? They're playing with house money, man. I don't get that. So that's my biggest thing is I feel like they're playing like they're afraid of choking or something. Like they're not choking. They've already exceeded expectations for the entire year. They have surpassed the expectations of the season way more than even I expected. And I'm the idiot who predicted 88 wins. In some aspects, they have exceeded expectations even for me. I didn't think that Justin Steele was going to be a Cy Young candidate. I didn't think that Cody Bellinger was going to be this great. I thought he was going to be good, but I didn't know if he was going to be this great. You know, like they have had so many extremes hit. If they were going to be good or be in the playoff race in September, they were going to need extremes to hit. Brendan and Corey have talked about this on many of their Sunday shows. They have had so many of those extremes hit. And like it doesn't make sense to me how like this is happening now. And so I shouldn't feel like I'm watching 2018 or 2019 all over again, man. Like, because this team hasn't given off those vibes all year. So, the good news, Luke, is that even though they don't have the tiebreaker with the Marlins, is that they're going to go into tomorrow and they're still right there. But man, these last 2 games they're massive. They're massive in terms of being able to. Not only did you not gain ground yesterday, but now you're tied with the Marlins. If the playoffs started tomorrow, you wouldn't be in. Like, they are doing this to themselves. And it's like, at this point, even if they are on the last day of the year, if they win, if they're somehow in it on the last day of the year, they still might not get in because they don't own the tiebreaker with the Marlins or the Reds. And I don't think it's going to happen. But shit, the Padres have won like 7 in a row. They're only 4.5 back. We were sitting on the couch last night talking about what happened to that team and how the hell did they not. Like, they should have been either running the NL West or own a spot in the wild card too. But they've been a massive disappointment, but somehow getting hot here at the end of the year. I don't know if it's going to happen, but they scare me more than the Giants, Marlins, or Reds in some aspects, because at least that team looked like at the beginning of the year that they were going to be a team. So if they keep winning, who knows? But I guess I don't want to say I'm disappointed because, again, they've surpassed the season expectations. But I don't like that's something I can talk about 3 weeks after the season, postseason ends, whatever. I don't want to talk about that a week before the season ends. You know what I mean? No one in the chat wants to hear that. No one wants to hear that bullshit. Like I understand that. And like that's what like pisses me off that they're playing like this, because there were so many great things from this year, and it feels like we're all just going to have this like real bitter taste at the end, and it's almost going to ruin all of the good that's happened. And I just don't want that because, again, this team has been so fun to watch during the good times. And
up until the last 2 weeks.
Yeah. And even during, like, you know, the times where, you know, they got to 10 under 500 and all this, we were still watching, you know, certain guys that we were hopeful for to be good. We were watching Justin Steele put together a Cy Young caliber season. Marcus Stroman was putting together a all-star caliber season. Bellinger had been great, and to that point. And Swanson and Horner, best defensive middle infield in baseball. And like all these things, there were little things. And again, at that time, we're just thinking, if it ain't it, it ain't it. There was no expectations for this year's team. But now here we are, and they had themselves in position to, at least secure a wild card spot pretty easily here at the end. And losing 2 or 3 of the Rockies, getting swept by the Diamondbacks, and now you lose 2 to 3 of the Pirates, a team that you've dominated all season. And now the Rockies are coming here tomorrow, and you already lost 2 or 3 again. But you just lost a series of the Pirates. There's no way I feel confident about taking that series, or even like not only taking that series, but sweeping it like they need to. I said they needed to go 4-2 on the homestand. The only way they go 4-2 on the homestand now is if they sweep the Rockies. So it's just, I don't know, man. Like, I'm all out of like reasons or excuses. There are none anymore. There's nothing left, man. Like, they got to play better. You want to blame David Ross for every little thing? Fine. Whatever. Dansby Swanson's got to make the play at shortstop, though. Ian Happ's got to make the catch. He had the ball in his glove.
Boney can't throw it into right field.
Master Boney can't throw it into right field.
Ian Happ has to make that catch, man. I'm sorry. That ball's right in his glove, pops out. He caught it wrong. You don't catch a basket. You put your glove in a different spot. He has to make that play. He's a Gold Glove left fielder, and it's almost like he's really fallen off defensively these last couple of weeks, and it's really, really hurt them.
Yeah.
His
drop in Colorado
terrible
was bad,
awful.
And I mean, I would say that one's more bad than the one we saw tonight. The one thing I'll say about Happ in that particular scenario tonight is that it was a much tougher play than the Swanson ground ball. But yeah, it's like that's what good teams do, is they make those types of plays, man. And we've been praising this team all season for how good it is defensively. Haven't we? That was the one thing that we said that we said all year, is that this team defensively.
Hang your hat on defense.
Yes.
Well, part of the problem here is that, again, it's a flawed roster. First, I will say, Eli in the chat is like, have some damn faith. The season's not over. That's not what we're saying. But let's also not bury our head in the sands and ignore losing 10 of 13 to good, to maybe good to bad teams. Right? Like, you're not losing to the Braves and the Dodgers and the Astros. You're losing to the Diamondbacks, the Rockies, the Pirates. The Pirates just scored 22 runs against your 2 best pitchers. Now, in games with your 2 best pitchers on the mound, this was not Kyle Hendricks' fault this game. This was sloppy defense. This was the bullpen again. Like I said, the blame, it's been a full team collapse if they end up doing that. It has been spread around. And the problem is that it is a flawed roster, and so the margin for error is tiny. And if you don't at least play clean baseball, the very least, the minimum you have to do, if you're just right on the fringe of being, guys, 6 teams make the playoffs now. You're just trying to be one of 6.
Yeah.
So they're expanding it even more. 3 wild cards. So that 3rd wild card team is going to be a fringe team almost every year. The 5 and 6 team are probably fringe teams every year. You got to at least play clean baseball. You got to go out and at least do the fundamental stuff. And the Cubs haven't done it in this 2-week stretch. Maybe the numbers tell you something different. I'm just telling you what my eyes have seen. My eyes have seen for 2 weeks that this has been the worst fundamental baseball that they've played all year. What series was it that Sutcliffe said that was the worst series? Was it the Diamondbacks the first time? So that's the worst baseball I've seen them play since I've been here on Marquee.
The Rockies series is what
the Rockies series.
Yeah, they were terrible.
It's true, they're throwing the ball all over the place. They're booting the ball.
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong. The umpires, holy cow, just give me the robots.
Yeah.
And I saw Corey in Twitter mad, like, get thrown out. If you're not going to get thrown out of a game for that, why not? Like,
Talk about David Ross.
Yeah, that's a spot where I would have run out there and been like, come on.
Yeah.
It completely killed the momentum.
It did.
Completely.
We're talking about
Well,
the
what killed the
strikeout.
momentum was giving up the runs in the ninth inning.
Correct.
That was the buzzkill.
The fact that the
Because
offense that Bellinger and Swanson did with what made that happen after that was actually impressive. But then the momentum after the Swanson homer was killed after the umpire rung up Seiya on what should have been a walk.
Great at bat from him.
Yeah.
And rung up on a pitch.
There was many
2 inches
chances where
high.
he could have just walked if he just didn't swing at some of them, but whatever. Like it's like back-to-back nights. I feel like an umpire has really screwed this team, but whatever. And that wasn't the only bad call too. There was other bad calls that happened in that game.
Cubs should have won the game 6-4, 6-3, says Scotty. I don't totally disagree with that.
Yeah.
If you play cleaner baseball, I guarantee you win that game. Because the Swanson error led to runs, the Happ error led to runs, and the Masterboni error led to runs. You can say it wasn't an error on Happ, but he'll tell you that was an error. Mm-hmm. It looked like he took a step or hesitated and didn't get a good read on the ball in the first place. So then he was behind, had to run and slide, but he got there.
Yeah. He was there
He
by a
got
while.
there. It was in it. I don't know how you can score that anything but an error when the ball hits the middle of the glove. How could it be a hit?
Yeah.
And I can guarantee you Happ's in the locker room if he gets asked about that. He's going to say, hey, I should have caught that ball. The accountability would be there.
I would
from
assume
him.
Swanson is doing the same thing, too.
100%.
Well, Swanson for sure will say that he should have had that ball. That was as routine as it gets for him. I don't know, man.
A lot of guys left on base. Yes, a lot of guys left
a
on
ton
base.
on base.
I see so much hate for David Ross in this chat tonight, and I understand the frustration. But again, a lot
He
of
didn't
these
do most of the things that happened tonight.
No,
Again,
man. What's
second
he
straight night
supposed
where
to
I
do?
can't blame him for the loss.
What's he supposed to do with this bullpen? He's got no fresh arms out there. He's got to put some guys out there, and they're giving up.
And then
400-foot
Merriweather's the
blasts.
freshest
That's
arm that
not
he
his
had.
fault. It's not his fault.
Merriweather's the freshest arm that he had, and he decided to finally have a bad appearance. He's been great. Like it's like a domino effect in some aspect. I don't know, man.
The bullpen is out of gas.
Why are people talking about Iowa football and basketball in the chat?
We also got some White Sox fans in the chat too.
No.
It's a
And Sean
nightmare
saying
chat.
another producer that loves Ross, of course.
I'm not.
I think you're hearing it wrong, Sean. I think a lot of people are frustrated with things that David Ross has done this season. I'm not trying to speak on anybody's behalf. I just don't see the last 2 games as David Ross shouldering the blame for those 2 games. I just don't. Now, maybe if you zoom out to the 13 games, you can pinpoint more of those. I haven't gone back and looked at it. I just know that they haven't played good baseball for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Period. Against meh teams in Major League Baseball. Those teams, none of the teams they've played are winning the World Series.
No.
Only the Diamondbacks can you say, okay, they're pretty good. But they're a fringe playoff team just like the Cubs. Mm-hmm. And so the Diamondbacks have flaws. The Rockies have lots of flaws. The Pirates have tons of flaws. You can't go 3-10 against those teams.
Yeah.
Now, if you're able to make the playoffs after playing like this, hats off to you. And then anything happens when you get in the postseason, maybe you can make some noise. But, boy, don't bury your head in the sand. The way they're playing right now, they're not getting to your 88 wins. Right?
Well, not now. I mean,
Still-
they were on track.
Still
I mean,
a chance.
Of course, there's also still a chance that they don't get to my 83.
Yeah. Well, if that happens, if they don't get to 83,
That's right.
this is going to be a miserable week.
That's right.
Yeah.
You just don't know how it's going to go. Craig Brindle says 17% catch odds. Thanks for the info. Would have been nice if Happ could have made the play, but he didn't.
Yeah. It was, to me, it was
I just know a
tough
Gold
play.
Glove outfielder.
Yeah.
Gold Glove outfielder makes that catch.
Yeah.
It hit the middle of his glove. He dropped it.
We've seen
It
him
wasn't
make
Brant
that-
Brown, but he dropped the ball.
We've seen him make plays like that all the time, right?
Yeah, I'm not sitting here we broke out. You broke out the numbers on Ian Happ last night.
Yeah.
Pretty much the same season he had last year. I would agree that the defense hasn't been as good as it was last year, but to say that you regret signing Happ for that amount of money, yada yada yada, I don't know. It's been the same season. I just think the stuff around him has been shinier than it was last year.
Yeah.
Right? Like he was surrounded by guys that weren't major leaguers last year, so you were like, oh yeah, he stands out, but now he doesn't stand out as much because Cody Bellinger's on the team. Dansby Swanson's on the team. And yes, I know.
We got 4 thumbs down. What is it, the White Sox fans? Like shit.
2 thumbs down. Yeah, well, we did have some loser Sox fans in there trying to troll. I mean, bro, you're losing 100 games.
Yeah. You guys are supposed
and you might lose 100 again next
you guys
season.
are supposed to be a playoff team.
And your window is open.
Yeah.
Crawl through it and go back to your house.
Oh, God. I swear to God.
Worst organization, the Bears or the White Sox? Probably the White Sox.
Oh,
still,
the
right?
White Sox.
The White
yeah.
Sox, yeah.
It's the White Sox.
So
that's not even.
Donnie, he's sent multiple comments saying Jason Hayward's like his batting average or whatever. Like, dude, like Jason Hayward needed a change of scenery just like Cody Bellinger. Like
Good
Cody Bellinger was
good for
awful
Jason
the
Hayward.
last handful of years for the Dodgers, and Cody Bellinger came here and he's got it back. Whatever the Dodgers did with Jason Hayward, like good for him, man. Like I don't. That has nothing to do with the wins and losses here. Like Cody Bellinger is a better baseball player than Jason Hayward at this point in his career, in general, actually. So I don't know why you're bringing that up. We talked about Ian Happ's numbers last night. They're essentially the same as last year. He's almost a 4-WAR player. Seiya Suzuki's had an up and down year. You'd like a little bit more consistency, but hell, for the last month and a half, he's been the best offensive player they got. So I don't know what you're complaining about, dude. Like, and also the Dodgers don't even play Hayward every day. They use him in matchup-based games. Like, he faces righties only, basically. So, like, I get the bitching and the complaining, but, like, have some backbone with it. I don't, like, that just, I don't understand that one. They're still paying him, yes. Okay, all right, Donnie. Yes, they're still paying him. It's 1 more year, and it's not our money and ain't your money. It was his time to go. Like, what is that? Who cares? Dansby Swanson. He's complaining about us paying. Too. He's complaining about us paying Hayward and paying Swanson. Well, okay, Swanson. Yeah, he's got to make that play, but he is the reason the Cubs are even in the playoff picture to begin with.
And I don't know if Donnie's a Sox fan, but I would say yes, they're paying Hayward, Hosmer, and a couple other guys probably as much money as the Sox have paid on any free agent. Even ask that about your owner. Ask that about your owner if you're a Sox fan. Benintendi, how's that money well spent?
Yeah.
How many home runs does he have? Does Madrigal have as many? Same amount, Madrigal?
Yeah, I think 2.
I
don't know. I just like whether he's a Sox fan or not. It's just like I don't understand that argument. But yeah, man. It was in the grand scheme at this point, man. What you said about the sloppy play is that's been the issue these last 2 weeks. Sloppy play, man. Like, yeah, umpires haven't been kind. Yes, they've hit a lot of hard baseballs into gloves.
But if you play clean baseball against bad teams, some of that stuff shouldn't matter.
Right.
You should be able to overcome a bad start or a bad bullpen game or a game where you can't get the key hit or the umpire screws you on a call at the end of the game. Some of those things go away if you don't shoot yourself in the foot. Right?
Mm-hmm.
If you don't, who was it? Plaxico Burress? If you don't shoot yourself in the leg.
Good callback.
Thanks.
Yeah. That's a heck of a
my
callback.
memory, that's
I like it.
pretty far back.
Pretty good.
Pretty far back. All right, we're going to get to Ryan Herrera is going to join us from beautiful historic Wrigley Field. We'll see what was said by David Ross after the game and Cubs players after the game. I still see people saying, and I know Corey said it again on Twitter, that they're mad David Ross didn't show a little more fire than a couple barks at the umpire on that Seiya call because the game wasn't over yet. A lot of people still want to see Canario play. Again, I would like to see Canario play, but I don't think Canario not playing is the reason they lost the game. They lost the game because they gave up 11 hits. They had anywhere from 3 to 5 errors, depending on who's scoring the game. Right?
Yeah.
And it was.
And Mastroboni had 2 hits again tonight, so I mean, he honestly,
but he did even that out by throwing the ball into right field for me.
Yeah, but
should have been an out.
Yeah, that's for sure. And that turned out to be huge because they didn't get that out. That led to them hitting that homer. That gave them the 8-4 lead.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
no, I mean, each of the, to me,
and that was that
for
play,
me. There's 3 undebatable errors. They only scored 2 of them, but there's 3 undebatable errors for me. All 3 of them led to major runs in the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right?
Well, the Mastroboni throwing error, it all started with a gift by the Pirates because Ian Happ gets the ball that Hayes hit, and instead of hitting the cutoff man, he throws it to second.
Right. JB pointed out. So
yeah.
that's another mental mistake. Now, you benefited from it because the guy was dumb enough to go home, but it is still a mental mistake. You still made mental mistakes in the game.
Right. So,
sorry.
The way that it played out, they got the guy out at home to keep it 5-4, but then when they couldn't, not being able to get that runner in between second and third because of the Mastroboni throwing error, just it kind of killed what any kind of momentum you would have got from that. I felt like if they would have got that shutdown inning after crawling back and making it 5-4, I felt really good about going in the bottom of the 9th inning if they could have kept it that way. But it's tough. Why are so many Sox fans? I just don't. Y'all are so fucking miserable, bro.
What else could a Sox fan possibly do right now?
God, we live.
What else
could
could they? How else could they spend their night?
I guess being miserable, being Bears fans too. But
yeah,
shit.
I mean, it's not even worth going over, man. 1 playoff win and
since 2005.
Yeah, it's there. Yeah, it's fine.
I don't know, man. I appreciate y'all for giving us views.
No series wins.
It's huge for us.
No
I appreciate that, but fuck, man, we don't even talk about you guys on this show.
And the Cubs are
fire
still
Grandpa. Sean, fire Grandpa. Quaddy would have been better. A lot of people saying get Craig Counsell. Okay.
All right.
Brewers going to just let him go. Hey.
So, I don't know.
We're going to get to more of this. We'll continue the therapy session. Please hit the like button if you so prefer. If you want to hit the thumbs down like 5 other people did, go ahead and do that too. I don't care. Are you in the market for a new vehicle? If you are, then we have some great news for you. Ray, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram in Fox Lake have just joined the CHGO team. At Ray CDJR, you'll always be able to shop one of Chicagoland's largest inventories and find unforgettable savings. And right now, during Jeep Adventure Days at Ray CDJR in Fox Lake, you'll be able to take up to 15% off MSRP on all new 2023 Jeep Gladiator models. But that's not all. Now, through September 30th, the end of the month, explore a newly renovated showroom they have. Take advantage of breathtaking deals as they celebrate their grand reopening. So if you're in the market for a new vehicle, then you have to check out the team at Ray, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram because they are the only team we recommend. Visit them today on Route 12 in Fox Lake. For more information, visit Ray CDJR in Fox Lake or raycdjr.com today, serving the community since 1963. And if you're smart, you'll show up with a little bit of bacon for your friends at Ray CDJR. Where are you getting your bacon? Where else? Charlie, the Bacon Guy, based out of Woodridge, Illinois. He makes craft bacon and bacon jams in over 30 different flavors. This product is always an all-natural, no fancy preservatives product. Order lots of bacon. It's vacuum sealed, freezes great. Bacon lasts in a package up to 45 days in the fridge, 6 months in the freezer. Bacon jam lasts 60 days in the fridge, usually 20 seconds in my house, and up to 6 months in the freezer. They've got maple pepper. They've got French toast flavor, jardinera. The bacon jam goes perfectly on anything. Scrambled eggs, toast, crackers, burgers, grilled cheese, or even a spoon. He will deliver to you, meet you halfway, or even ship it. He will get you the bacon on time. I'm starting to think the Rally Rice Krispie Treats might need a little bacon. Contact on Instagram at Charlie the Bacon Guy or on Twitter at CZ the Bacon Guy. Or you can email this guy, Charlie the Bacon Guy at Gmail. His website is coming. Your bacon should be too.
That was an electric ad read.
Listen, I've never been more excited about bacon than I am with Charlie the Bacon Guy. I tried the bacon jam. in that chicken wrap I told you about last week.
Yeah.
Took it from a 6 to a 9.5.
Ooh.
Bacon jam.
All right. I still haven't got any, so
I'm thinking, you know what? The next thing I'm going to try it on.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he'll ship it to you.
Will
He'll
he?
meet you halfway and say, here's your bacon jam.
All right.
I'm thinking about a little breakfast scramble with a little bit of that bacon jam mixed in. It's got a nice smoky flavor to it. Real good. Why get something from a store, right, that's been sitting in preservatives? And this guy's right down the road just making his own bacon at home and saying, hey, I'll meet you in a parking lot and bring you the bacon jam. That's the kind of hero we need.
Here, what do they say? Heroes are remembered, but legends never die.
Yeah,
Sounds like a legend to me.
He wasn't the hero we asked for. Is that Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Batman.
Maybe it's Batman. Yeah, I think that's Dark Knight, what you were trying to say.
We'll have to ask Ryan. He says it's the greatest movie of all time.
I agree. It's like one of the greatest movies of all time. Yes. The Dark Knight. The good news is
Tim Brakeman gave us a like because of the ad read. He said this.
Nice.
Thanks.
It was when Stuck reads the
bacon,
the
Ray's CDJR in Fox Lake,
the CDJR in Fox Lake,
15% off MSRP.
When he reads that one, that fires me up. This is the first time I've smiled all day.
I'm telling you, bacon jam on a Rice Krispie treat is not out of the question before the season is over.
Yeah.
Why not?
The other good news of the night is it looks like the under is going to hit between the 49ers and Giants. That's the other good news.
I thought he was going to say, like, well, other teams didn't play and this team lost. He's going to give us some update on the playoff standings. It's on a wager that he plays.
I thought he was going to say Drew Smiley looked great.
Well, Drew Smiley did look great.
I was going to go, man. Maybe
he did, dude.
Smiley looked okay. How about it, though? Did I not? I placed the $5 bet on Bellinger because I said this will be so Cub that they'll give up runs and he'll hit a home run. Mm-hmm. He didn't. And then the next guy up, I said, actually, the most Cub thing would be Swanson hitting, and I didn't place the bet, and I should have.
Yeah.
I thought your exact line was, I'm never opening this app ever again.
After he hit the home run, he said, I'm never opening the app again.
Hawks with Sox, he claims that he's a fan of both teams. So when you're okay to be here. He confirmed that. So at least that's what he says.
Wicks on Saturday.
I appreciate everyone for being here.
Tyone tomorrow, right?
So you know what? Tyone pitching on the last Friday 120 game. What did I do to deserve that, bro?
Well, you're going to have to take him and who you got.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I'm taking Jamison Tyone tomorrow right now. He is my who you got. Are you allowing that to happen? We can't take pictures, but are you allowing it to happen?
Yeah, if you want to take Tyone,
Corey, you're watching. Please say in the chat if you're allowing it to happen. That way there's someone other than the commissioner. Thank you.
Corey, in our Slack channel, watching from the game, has been questioning. Yeah, he's been miserable. Like I thought he might.
I mean, I'm miserable.
I was worried that we were going to have to bail him out and that he was going to have a felony charge on his record.
Out, right?
Yep, do it, Corey says. Go ahead.
Yep.
120. City connects are a vibe, but Tyone pitching in that game tomorrow kills the vibes. Mike Dubs. Here we go. Super chat.
Fernando.
I'm still here. I'll cub to the end. See, Fernando, I like that. I'm not telling anybody how to do it. I'm not happy with the way they've played baseball for 2 weeks. I don't think they're happy with the way they played baseball for 2 weeks.
Right.
But if you don't want to give up, don't give up. If you want to pack it up, go ahead and pack it up.
Did we read all the super chats?
No, there was another one prior to that, wasn't there?
One Brennan. He says, if the Cubs don't extend Bellinger, I don't think this team will be solid. I would agree. They gotta keep Bellinger. He's gonna go to free agency, but the Cubs gotta be they have to make themselves the favorites to bring him back. He has to. They have to just pay him whatever it takes. He's worth every penny at this point.
Boy, Bellinger, you're gonna have Shohei hit the market because
the only way that it would I guess be okay if you didn't bring back Bellinger is if you signed Ohtani, but
Bellinger gives you somebody to play first base.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that. The reason people are, I think the price obviously will come down a little bit on Ohtani because of the injury, and you don't know if he's going to pitch again.
Right.
Now, the doctor came out yesterday and said He will be hitting next year, ready for the season. He'll be ready to go, which the guy's a spectacular hitter. Spectacular. He's one of the best hitters in baseball.
Yeah.
And he will be able to pitch the following year.
Maybe
you double down on that.
Maybe
All
you
of a
get them
sudden,
both. I don't know.
I mean, let's be realistic. They're not doubling down on it, but one of the two, please.
Yeah.
One of the two, please.
To me, Bellinger's number one on the priority list right now. And they got to figure out third base. Like,
And
it's
another
like
pitcher.
it's just been the thing that we've talked about all year with third base, man. Like, you know, outside of Candelario, and like I think we've realized since Candelario's been on the injured list, like how much he really did at least solidify that position, and was a major impact in the lineup. So him getting hurt was very tough. And hopefully, I think they said on the broadcast tonight that he'll be available to come off the IL on Monday. It's either Sunday or Monday. When Ryan gets in, he can, tell us. But yeah, I like Mastroboni, and I Wisdom's a nice dude, but like Mastroboni and Madrigal for sure.
They don't have an everyday third baseman.
No, they're not an everyday third baseman. They're very solid utility bench guys for sure. Like I think a lot of teams could use guys like that on the bench, but you need an everyday third baseman, and Candelario is the only one that they have.
Yeah, this is out of the Cubs locker room tonight. David Ross post game. That's not a good team that just took 2 out of 3 from us, or not our caliber of team, I believe. We have to turn it around. It's on me. It's on the guys in the room. That's a pretty powerful quote from your manager. I mean, I haven't heard him that fired up in a couple of weeks. Maybe that does light a fire.
I mean,
he's right.
He could have said that 3
right.
times in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Right? He's not. He's got to. Something has to be done to light a fire. Let the guys play free, whatever it is, but play clean baseball.
Grapefruit says that we skipped his super chat.
Oh, Grapefruit.
I'm sorry,
find it. Where is it?
Grapefruit. Kevin, please find it.
Grapefruit says he has a super chat. Done with the show. He says goodbye. Well, you're never going to hear the super chat if we don't yet. Scotty had one. Cubs will celebrate twice in Wrigley North this year. I haven't seen a super chat.
Just a hoping.
I didn't see one from
Maybe
him.
it was at the very beginning. I don't know. But we'll read your super
We
chat.
got more from David Ross too. There's shit all over the place that we can point to. It's time to put up wins, no excuses.
Oh.
He sounds mad.
Yeah.
He should be.
He should be.
sounds
I'm
pissed.
telling you, this is not
Yeah.
This is not a failure on one piece of the team. It's not just the bullpen. It's not just the rotation. It's not just the offense. It's not just the manager. It's been everything. But the glaring thing for me has been that it's been sloppy baseball for at least 2 weeks, maybe more.
Yeah.
In a critical stretch, 3-10. And the common theme has been messy baseball.
Yeah.
So, did we find that? I did not see the super chat,
no
so
super chat.
I don't think the super chat went through. So
Sorry, Grapefruit.
Grapefruit,
Perhaps try again.
try it again, or if you have something that shows that it says it went through, let us know.
Yeah.
Apologies if we're at fault.
If you're still here.
If you're still here, or if you're gone. 49ers win. Somebody said 49ers win.
Do we want to talk about any positives? Is there any positives from this game?
Drew Smiley.
Yeah,
I'll
I'll
Drew
be
Smiley,
honest.
but I'll turn that into a negative. It's what I was saying the other day. I think they should have put him in the bullpen earlier.
Yeah. I tweeted that earlier, that they should have called up Jordan Wicks earlier, put Drew Smiley in the bullpen, and they might have been able to salvage some of those bad starts that he had. I'm not saying that Jordan Wicks would have been what he was since he's got called up, but I don't know. At least you would have got to see some guy like a first-round pick go out there and perform. I mean, the fact that Jordan Wicks has done what he's done in this tight playoff race is incredible. So, I don't know.
Everybody says we're not reading super chats, man. There's only been 2.
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you. Will Jimmy Carter survive to the end of the season? That's a good question,
That's a
Sean.
great question,
he is
Sean.
in hospice care, from what I understand.
Yeah.
Listen, that 9 games left. That's it, right? 9?
9 games.
9
left.
games.
9 games left.
6 of them against very good teams.
This is what we wanted. I should rephrase that. These are the games we wanted. The results have not been what we wanted, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like we hoped for games that would matter down the stretch to try and get in the excitement of a pennant chase. What you didn't want so far is the Cubs falling flat in said pennant chase.
Yeah.
I found Grapefruit Super Chat.
Oh, there it
All
is.
right.
Sorry about that, Grapefruit. Why does this lineup feel so off every day, guys? From Grapefruit, $2.
A lot of people asking that in the chat. People want to know about the lineup. Here's the only thing I'll say about the lineup. Again, to me, the lineup wasn't the problem tonight. You still had 11 hits, didn't you? You still score 6 runs. The Cubs averaged 9 runs a game against the Pirates.
Pitching.
I
wasn't
know
there.
Dansby Swanson struck out like 5 straight times. I know it happened. I saw it. and it wasn't good.
Yeah.
But they averaged 9 runs a game against the Pirates, and they lost 2 out of 3. Other things were at play in this team losing other than I wouldn't have thought Masterboni was going to be a great play, but the guy, other than the throw into right field, offensively, turned out to be an okay move. I was not happy that Canario didn't play after having the big game, but it's not like they didn't score runs.
This is what Scotty's got it. Suzuki behind Bellinger every day. I agree.
I'm 100% with
That's
am.
my complaint. We talked about it
And
when
I
I was
still
on with the guys a
prefer
week ago.
I prefer Bellinger. Right now, if it were me, I would have Bellinger 3rd and I would have Suzuki 4th.
Yes, agreed. I would move Bellinger
That's how I
to
would
2.
build the lineup. But
I would have Bellinger batting second personally. But
okay, or
third,
2nd
fine.
and 3rd. I'm okay with that too. But I would have Seiya batting behind Bellinger.
Or, like, I don't understand why it went away, but in Arizona, Ian Happ hit leadoff, and he did well. The few games he did it, we came back home, and he's back in the 3-hole. Now, he hit a grand slam last night, so I ain't going to complain, but overall in the 3-hole, it feels like, it's been hot or cold, but I just feel like considering Tauchman's, inconsistencies over the last month and a half, like, why not ride with that? You know what I mean?
I do have a question about Ross. Now, I understand, and don't get me wrong, I understand a lot of the stuff people are saying. I don't disagree with some of it. David Ross, to past Cubs managers, where is your fire and anger right now? What's your fire level for David Ross?
I think
right,
everyone in the chat wants to fire him.
the heat level. I'm saying the heat level. How angry are you at David Ross? Are you Joe Madden mad because a lot of people were mad at Joe Madden? Are you
I'm not Joe Madden.
Dale Swain mad? how
Mike
mad are
Quaddy?
you? Are you Mike Quaddy?
Rick Renneria mad?
Are you Ricky mad?
Were we ever mad at Rick
Are you Ricky
Renneria?
mad? Are
Leo
you
DeRocher?
Dusty mad?
Leo DeRocher, man.
I saw somebody. Are you Leo DeRocher
Are we
mad?
Dusty Baker mad? Yeah.
Paul says he's 11 out of 10 mad. What's your if you're on the fire, hit the like button and tell us how mad are you? Like out of a scale of 1 to 10, how mad are you at David Ross? Barb says Quaddy ruined Tyler Colvin's career. Well, he went to the Rockies and wasn't any good.
Sox fan says
Poor
he'd
guy
rather
got
have Tony
impaled
La
by a
Russa
bat.
than David Ross. That's bold. That's bold.
Eric Hosmer mad, says David.
I'm curious to hear what Ryan has to
Wrigley.
say about all this.
All right, let's do our ad
okay.
reads and get to Ryan because I am curious about all that too.
And my answer to that is, I never really got mad at Joe Madden just because
Me either. They
he
won the
won the
World
Series with the guy. But the only thing about Joe Madden that ever really annoyed me was how he just ran Steve Cishek's arm into the ground. But I mean,
whatever.
But I'm different than a lot of people in the chat and just people in general. I don't get mad at the manager as much as everyone else does.
John is Don Baylor mad. I see some. Barb is Lee Elia mad.
Donnie is Lou Piniella mad.
Take it downtown and print it.
Donnie's ready to pull a freaking base out of the
Don
ground and
Zimmer
throw it.
pissed. Late Dusty mad. Lou Piniella mad. No, not Joe Pesci mad. All right. You know what'll help that mood out a little bit? Little Sunnyside Cannabis Dispensary.
A lot of these people in the chat need the sunny side. I need the sunny side. Shit. Fuck. Sunnyside is your home for judgment-free cannabis shopping, a place where all kinds of visitors are welcome to explore, discover, and purchase a wide array of high-quality products. Sunnyside has everything you need to elevate your football season, your baseball season, depending on whenever you're miserable most. No matter where you are on your cannabis journey, easy online ordering and in-store pickup, great transparent loyalty program. Sunnyside Rewards, Illinois' favorite dispensary. Some of the favorites include Mindy's, the best tasting gummy and chocolate edibles created by James Beard Award-winning chef Mindy Siegel and Cresco Labs. There's other ones such as Cresco, High Supply, Wonder, and a lot more. Through October 15th, head to sunnyside.shop and use code CHGO25 at checkout for 25% off your total order. One use per customer, not stackable with other promotions. That's not only for new customers. Anyone can use our code. Pick up everything you need to elevate your football season. Must be 21 plus or an Illinois Med card holder. I know I didn't read that as good as Luke Stuckmeyer reads an ad, but lucky for you, he can tell you about what it's like to be a diehard.
Well, it's life-changing to be a diehard. Right now, you wish the Cubs had a few diehards out there. Podcasts, live shows, every day right here. But when you sign up to be a diehard, you get the premium written content from one Ryan Herrera in the members section at ALLCITY.com. You get 20% off all our events. We've got a tailgate coming up October 1st. Bears-Broncos, they might actually win that game. Come to the tailgate, hang out. We got Firewater Barbecue. We got Goose Island Beer. You get 20% off everything, and it's all included. All you can eat, all you can drink, all the vibes you can handle. We have dope merch for every team. AllCHGO.com. You get 20% off all that dope merch, and when you sign up to be a diehard, you get a free shirt when you become a member. And when you sign up again the next year, another free shirt. You get the members-only Discord where our friend Gary likes to hang out a lot. And, of course, don't forget the diehard card. Right now, if somebody's giving you grief about the Cubs' potential collapse, throw down the diehard card and walk away.
Oh.
It's like flipping the bird at somebody. Just throw down the diehard card, walk away.
That's all you got to do. It's like a credit card when you go to the bar.
Cody, you got a DraftKings pick of the week?
Yes, I do. And, for the sake of keeping it Chicago, I am taking the over in the Bears-Chiefs game on Sunday. Over 48. I think the Chiefs are at least putting up 30 because the Bears defense stinks. And pardon me for having any kind of optimism about the Bears offense, but I think Justin Fields is going to be better than he has the first two games. So,
man, I looked at actually just taking the Bears because it's impossible. But I thought the odds were going to be like, hey, bet $5, win $2,000.
Oh.
And then I realized, it was like bet $5,
They're not the biggest underdogs
win like
in NFL
40
history.
Or something like that. I was like, no, okay, I'm not that crazy.
Now, if you want really good odds, you do an alternate game line of like Chiefs minus 21 or something like that. I bet those odds are better than just betting the Bears money line.
I'll have to dig through it with you tomorrow. We'll figure it out during the day game. Carlos, a super chat, an aggressive Ian Happ at the plate is a good hitting Ian Happ. We covered all the super chats.
I think
Cubs will celebrate twice at Wrigley North. Saw that one. All right, Ryan is settled.
I appreciate that optimism, whoever said that one.
I do too.
Jim Duff is Do Right Donuts closed mad. That's pretty mad.
That's sad. That's mad.
That's angry.
Yeah.
And they have been closing early, which doesn't
That's
make me
when
happy.
I go home and I try to go to Taco Bell and the lobby's closed or something.
Duff is angry, is what that means.
He's angry.
Alan says, let's talk about firing David Ross. Let's talk to Ryan Herrera, the man who you can read at allchgo.com. So, Ryan, it sounds by some of the quotes that Kevin read us that David Ross was fiery after this loss.
Maybe not like emotionally fiery, but kind of laying everything out. Talking about just kind of some of the things obviously that went wrong, was straight up, like they hit but weren't pitching well. Guys didn't get the big hit early, were able to come back later on. He did mention a couple calls, obviously, that we know didn't go the Cubs' way. That might, he didn't specifically want to comment on umpiring, but he did mention like Brad Boxberger gets that call. The couple runs that inning may not score. Say is called strike 3. in the ninth that the Boxberger one to me was a little more borderline, although it could have gone either way. It could have definitely been a ball. And to do if they get that call, probably saves the inning there. The Seiya one to me was just like, you saw Seiya's reaction. Like that was a bad call. Seiya obviously didn't like it. And so, yeah, he didn't like specifically get fired up about the umpires, but he did mention a couple calls that didn't go their way. But he just kind of laid it all out and talked about you can't make excuses at this point. You got to pick up wins, however you have to get it done. And it's he put it on himself. He said the team's got to play better, obviously. I think it's a very, like, at this point in the season, I think a lot of that is true. Is everyone's got to do better. You got to win games. You can't make excuses anymore. You got 9 games left, and at this point, you don't control your destiny, right? So, he was open. He was open in the post game. I'll say that. I don't know. Again, I don't know that he's like emotionally fiery. I don't know how I'd characterize it that way, but he was very open and willing to kind of lay the things out. Just about what happened today.
Well, the last time I can remember him kind of being openly angry in a postseason was when they were in Milwaukee and they were closing the roof and talking about shadows, and he kind of blasted the Brewers a little bit when he wasn't happy with the way they were handling the ball game.
It wasn't
that bad, and it wasn't Lou Piniella saying, "You think I'm a dragon?" Or yelling, "What kind of baseball you play?" We didn't get any of that yet.
No,
but I tell you,
yet.
when you go 3-10 in your last 13 games, and again, these are not good teams they're losing to. They're at best average teams that they're losing to. I wonder if that is coming, because we've seen a lot of people in the chat saying either A, they want David Ross fired, or B, they want David Ross to show some emotion, especially after the Seiya call, which he did. But do you sense that the tipping point is coming for David Ross's anger? Because he is a competitor. There's no question he's a competitor.
Well, first I want to say, like, I'm sure the chat is very rational, because I have scrolled through it a little bit, saw like people say I'd rather have Tony La Russa than David Ross. Someone said the Cubs are gonna miss Nelson Velasquez because he's the power hitter they need right now. Like, very rational chat, I'm sure. But that's hard to say. He is obviously a competitor, and we've seen it just throughout his managerial career. The kind of red ass that you get that some managers get after the game. Like, we've seen it, and like you mentioned that Milwaukee game, like when he feels it, like he does it. He doesn't hold back. It's hard to say that if it will come. It could for sure. Like, this is a very pressure-filled, frustrating time for the Cubs, considering they've lost, was it 10 of the last 13, right? I don't know that we're getting to a tipping point where he's going to start just blasting everything, but right now we are getting that kind of, again, the laying it all out openly, talking about what went wrong, and being straight up and saying we can't make excuses. We're getting that, and that's great to see. I don't know that we're going to see. I won't like say right now that we're definitely going to see a blow up at some point, but we could. David Ross, he hates losing, and we know that he hates losing, and it could tip over at some point. There could be some boiling point coming.
For me, the disappointing thing has just been how sloppy it's been. Was there any addressing just the, yes, there were 2 errors in the box score, but mental mistakes and physical mistakes, there were probably at least 5 in this game, whether it was not throwing to the cutoff man or dropping a ball or throwing the ball in the right field. Like, it certainly wasn't a clean game, and I don't think this game stands alone in that being the theme in this stretch of disappointing baseball for the Cubs. It's like you just said, it's been going on, it feels like, for a few weeks now, and Dansby specifically talked about it, took accountability for it, and and it wasn't even that. It wasn't just like the error that he made, obviously, right? That cost was it a couple runs in the 3rd inning? Yeah.
But he talked about he had multiple chances in those first 5 innings to, I think, one. He grounded out to the shortstop with 2 men on, 2 outs.
Struck out second time out.
struck out with bases loaded and then flew out with 2 guys on and 1 out in the 5th. And he, Dansby took accountability for it, saying that in a way sometimes like he gets pissed off and sometimes that helps him. And saw him respond a little bit later on in the game. He got that RBI single. He had the 2-run home run, and that's not a garbage time home run to me. Like, they had David Bednar on the mound in kind of a must-win game for the Cubs. Like, that felt like a pretty big home run for Dansby right there. But yeah, David Ross mentioned all that. Just in the general, like, we have to play better. We have to play clean baseball. We can't win if we don't play clean baseball. David Ross has mentioned it as, our brand or our style of baseball. We know that is based on run prevention, right? Pitching and good defense. And we just haven't seen that consistently the last couple of weeks. I mean, you look at that play, the play at home, right? The play at home to gun down, I think it was Brian Reynolds scoring home. Like, that was great. And then 10 seconds later, the ball is getting thrown into the outfield, and Brian Hayes is scoring, or is getting the third, right? Like, it has felt a lot more, or a lot less crisp, obviously, than they looked earlier in the season. Errors happen, but there are, the base running mistakes, the just sloppier play in the field. Like, Miles Mastrobuoni, obviously, thankfully for the Cubs, getting back to third on that one when Willie Harris very clearly had the stop sign on, right? Just little things like that they've all acknowledged need to be cleaned up. They got to be cleaned up soon, obviously, with 9 games left. But it remains to be seen.
We've got a super chat here from Fernando saying, honestly, if they miss the wild card after mismanagement of lineups and bullpens, how can he recover from it next season? His decisions lost early games, too. All right. So Tyone is on the mound for the next one. And I don't know what they expect, but boy, it seems like a tough time to have his name come up in the rotation when you desperately need a win against the Rockies tomorrow. It just, I don't know where he's going to find it, but he's got to find it.
The silver lining, you know how I do. I always
you're Captain Positive.
The one silver lining is that his first 4 innings of that start in Colorado, he was actually okay. But he had 1 bad blow-up inning. So that's been his issue all season. So if he can just avoid that somehow, maybe he surprises us. But
Ryan, any reinforcement updates on guys that might come back and help at all, even for one game?
I mean, I know Adbert talked to our friend Bruce Levine and said that he's hopeful to be back, like maybe that last weekend. We've given he was playing long toss, I want to say, was the update on him today. We've really been given no indication on if he will return. It's kind of a lot of wait and see, right? But there's, like, for some of these guys, Michael Fulmer, Candelario. I think Candelario, they're expecting back, but not 100% sure on when exactly that's going to be, because what Ross said pregame was, like, you don't want it to be a thing where you're getting him and then you give him the next day off as he's trying to work back into game mode. Like, they want it to be he's back and ready to go. So that kind of remains to be seen on when exactly Jamer's going to be back. I mean, Adbert would be really big for this bullpen right now, right? Michael Fulmer would be really big for this bullpen right now. It doesn't seem like those guys are going to be back in the near future. Maybe next weekend potentially. Or maybe, I don't remember exactly when Fulmer is able to come off the IL, but as far as this weekend against Colorado and 3 kind of must-win games at this point, you got a lot of guys that are here now that are going to have to pick things up and be better and produce to pick up some wins this weekend before they head to Atlanta.
All right, let's do who you got real quick. It's a tough night to do who you got because of just the outcome of the game. I would have said Dansby Swanson, but that error to me was maybe the biggest play of the game.
Yeah.
Like, he had the RBIs late, but the error early was so impactful. I'm tempted to say my guy Nico with 2 hits.
He's the one guy you can't complain about tonight. Like, I'm willing to give it to you.
I don't know. I'm not even begging for it. I'm just saying
Mastrobuoni had 2 hits, but he had an error too.
Threw the ball into right field. It cost him late.
Right. I mean,
Bellinger was mine
rung
tonight.
up on a bad
Walks.
called strike 3.
He had a double too.
Bellinger had a couple walks and a double tonight. Yeah. Had a nice
he
play.
had a good
He was
play
on
at
3
first.
times.
Yeah.
All right, give it
Did the producer finally get a pick?
Did I finally get a win? Ryan, come on, throw me a lob.
I said you give it to him. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't care.
right.
I mean, that's fine. I don't have a problem with it being Bellinger. I don't.
Sweet.
Had a nice,
Win
nice
streak starts now.
It's not over. Was it over? No.
Barb is
Jonathan wants to know
asking
where Cody
me
was.
to take Ryan to Taco Bell.
You should. You should.
Ryan needs to get himself back home because the clubhouse will be open soon.
Yeah, you're telling me.
For the game, day game tomorrow. By the way, we have pregame here tomorrow as well. So Cody and I will be here.
Unfortunately.
Ryan, we'll let you go. Thanks for jumping on. What's the theme is just everything that was said after the game?
Yeah, a kind
For all
of
CHGO?
kind of a no excuses theme, right? Like it's kind of like what we've been talking about like the last couple weeks, right? It's just like it's one of those, okay, move on to tomorrow. Try to win tomorrow's game, right?
Yeah.
It's the same message. The message hasn't changed. But it's like, yeah, move on. Don't make excuses for today. Just go win tomorrow. I think it's a little more crisper than that. Than just like, we got to put it behind you, move on tomorrow. It's like, no. Don't make any excuses for today. Get over it, move on to tomorrow. It feels a little more crisper of a turn the page type thing. But yeah, that's kind of the theme for tonight.
Sounds good. We'll see you tomorrow, and hopefully a better outcome against the Rockies with Tyone on the mound. By the way, check out our set. You see some of these decorations? They're coming from Foco. Get fitted out with the best sports gear around, hoodies, shoes, signs, bobbleheads, and everything in between. Aloha shirts, because it's still baseball season. Last full day of summer was today. Tomorrow, the autumnal equinox is the only day of the year where every place on Earth receives roughly 12 hours of daylight.
The more you know.
I once did weather. Aloha shirts, straws, polos, bags, everything you need for a game. Yeah, these set decorations have been donated, and we dig them. Check out Foco.com. Click the link in the description below for all non-presale items. Use the promo code CHGO for 10% off.
I should have brought him on set because the chats made me want to shade my eyes from all the pain. Could have used my Shady Rays on set tonight. But it is today was the last day of summer, but the sun still comes out in the fall. So get your Shady Rays.
That's
Take
right,
on the
it does
sun
good.
with gear
Fall's
built
my
to
favorite
last.
season.
Yeah, mine too. Our friends at Shady Rays have you covered for the warm weather ahead with premium polarized shades at an affordable price. Shady Rays is an independent sunglasses company that offers a world-class product that's just as good as any expensive pair. We've worn durable frames and extremely clear optics for outdoor adventures. That's not all. Shady Rays offers the most insane protection in all of eyewear. Every pair of sunglasses is backed by lost and broken replacements. If you lose or break your pair, even on one day, they told us they will send you a brand new pair, no questions asked. Wear your Shady Rays with confidence because they have your back long after you purchase. Together with their customers, Shady Rays is providing a much-needed support to nonprofit partners across the U.S. through Shady Rays' impact from building playsets for pediatric cancer patients to providing young adults with MS. The outdoor venture of a lifetime, Shady Rays is making an impact in your community and others like it now and for years to come. If you don't love your Shady Rays, exchange for a new pair or return them for free within 30 days. There's no risk when you shop. Their team always has your back. Exclusively for our listeners, Shady Rays is giving out their best deal of the season. Go to shadyrays.com and use code CHGO for 50% off 2+ pairs of polarized sunglasses. Try for yourself the shades rated 5 stars by over 250,000 people.
I'm putting a chat here. I'd like to join the chat. I just
I've been
said,
in
come
the
on,
chat.
Sox fan. You know you want to be the 100th like because 100 is exactly what the Sox are going to do this year. Losses.
I just got to say, listen, like,
It was a fun chat.
It was a fun. This one, as miserable as I am,
It's
and
good therapy.
all of us are. This was good therapy, and honestly, like, I it made it even more funny that Sox fans came in here to try and like, I don't know, like it's like talking to a wall with you guys, man. Like it always has been, it always will be.
They know.
It's like talking to a wall.
Believe me, they know.
Like I know it pains you when I say that the Cardinals are the real rival for this team. Like I don't know what to tell y'all. I look at Sean and Herb every day and I ask them, how's the team doing? I ask them like,
trying to get to 100.
What's the future? Who's the future? I'm genuinely interested.
For now, Jerry.
Is Jerry selling? Like I just don't hate y'all like you want me to hate you.
I know
and so I'm sorry that I can't give you what you want. But if you are gonna come in the chat and troll, at least be right whenever you say dumb shit. And a lot of you said a bunch of dumb shit.
Cubs fans. I will say this again: 9 games left. If you think we're quitters, remember, still wearing Bears gear.
Yeah,
come on, you know.
That
sound like a quitter?
Stuck
It makes
almost
me crazy.
bet the Bears money line.
I almost bet Bears money line
You almost
tonight.
did it.
You just bus tossed yourself.
You know. I'm that kind of crazy. I still got Bears gear on.
He's trying to convince
After the
us
week
to take
they've
the
had.
Bears on Sunday.
Bears
man.
money line. I said, it's just crazy enough that we could make $1 million doing it.
Did you take it?
No, I didn't. Then I found out that it was like bet 5, win 40, and I was like, come on, like. Although I am thinking about Cole Kmet because bet 5 was win like 100 or something like that. So that was pretty good, I thought. A little bit better. I don't understand the whole odds thing quite like Cody does. I just know I want to make a lot of money.
You want to see the big plus sign next to the number. The bigger the number with the plus sign next to
That's
it,
right.
the better the odds.
The number wasn't the
but
plus
the
number
likelihood
wasn't high
of it
enough.
happening is very low.
It was only like plus 500. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for, I think it's Powerball that's big again.
Yeah.
Like 700 milge.
Now,
I won't be in the chat when I win the
also,
700 milge,
it might
by the
be,
way.
it
I'll just buy donuts for everybody.
It might
and
be a
leave.
good bet if the Bears are down like 14-0 early, then slam Bears money line.
If they're down 14-0, it's over.
I'm just saying, you want better odds, like. Anyway, tomorrow, Jamison Tyone. I don't know, man.
Pre-game show.
I'm honestly just worried about the bullpen. Like, I feel like we didn't talk enough about the bullpen tonight. The bullpen is the reason, again, the bullpen was the reason they lost last night. The bullpen is the reason they lost tonight. The bullpen's got to be better, man. And I know that it's taxed. I know because of injuries and stuff, like the ass man is in the rotation instead of in the bullpen.
Yep.
Keegan Thompson hasn't been what you need him to be. Merriweather finally had a bad appearance. ALLCITY's on the IL. Like, I get it. I get it, and it makes me feel like there's no hope. Like, I'll say the one thing the Sox fans are right about in the chat is that we are delusional and we have hope, all right? But that's fandom. I'm sure y'all had some hope in April. I wouldn't blame you if you didn't because Jerry Reinsdorf owns your team. But, like, there's some of you that had to have some hope. You had a Vegas win total of 84.5. I'm just saying. But that's all we can do now is sit back and watch it all play out. Like, I mean, and what am I supposed to do other than to have hope?
I'll be at the game tomorrow. Can I take Tyone to save the season?
No. Cody's already taken him. It's
Carl.
already been taken.
It's my thing.
It's already been done.
All
It's
right.
already been handed because the one time he did it, it worked.
All right.
Except in Colorado.
Except for in Colorado, and then I said he should never be able to pick a pitcher ever again.
But, to me, tomorrow, the key is the bullpen. The bullpen's got to be better.
And don't blame us. We ate plenty of Rice Krispie treats.
I had
the Rally Rice Krispies are not our
Rice
fault.
Krispies. Dude, like the only reason I've worn pants the last 2 days is because after the win on Monday, everyone was like, "Oh, they want to know when Cody wears pants. He has to wear pants."
Now he's been wearing pants.
So what do you want? I don't know what you want me to do. Also, it's kind of chilly and cold out now. Like
it's going to be warmer tomorrow. Show us your knees again. Show us your knees again.
I don't know what you want from me.
Thanks for checking out the CHGO Cubs podcast, including the 7 people who gave us a thumbs down. We appreciate it, and we'll see you tomorrow for the pregame show. Cubs Rockies, 9 to go. Still not out of the playoffs. Not yet. Currently, if it was over today, they would be, but they still got a shot. There's still a shot. Haven't been eliminated. We'll see you tomorrow. Until then, thanks for watching and listening, and fly the W.